This is the news. This is TCR news, right? Well, we got some news for you. We got some cigar blend news.
Absolutely.
Some new cigars are coming out.
This one from Macanudo.
Macanudo, everybody knows it.
Everybody probably all started on it.
Exactly.
I know I did.
Everybody recommended, hey, if you're going to start smoking, you need a Macanudo. You know?
Somebody in the audience is no. All right. Well, if you're familiar with Macanudo, you've seen the line and you've seen a lot of changes in the color.
Yeah.
And now they've got a new one coming out.
Okay.
Soon to be released in July, called the Jamo. The new expression gets its name from the proprietary wrapper grown on a network of fincas in the northwestern Dominican Republic.
Okay, if you like Dominican Republic.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Team of agronomists have been experimenting with tobacco cultivation and seed acclimation in Mal DR, the Dominican Republic, for decades. There in the Cibo Valley, the agronomists are also working with a collective independent local growers, supporting the little guys and cultivating.
That's nice.
So this is a limited edition of the Macanudo Inspirado. They acclimated a Habano seed from a varietal in Jamastra, Honduras, to the Dominican Republic.
Wow.
And again, you change a seed's location, lots of science going on there as it picks up the characteristics of the soils.
Okay.
So, wrapper selected for the most prominent aspect of the blend's profile, a masterful composition of tobaccos that includes Honduran binder and fillers from Honduras, Nicaragua, and the Dominican Republic together enhance the wrapper and create a medium body smoking experience that is rich, creamy, and dimensional with herbal, woody, and salty notes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's some interesting notes. What sizes is that coming in?
That is coming in two, a Toro and a Churchill size. Price point right around $10.5. So a good buy.
Yeah, that's a good buy. All right. So if you're a Macanudo fan, something to look for, limited edition, right? That's what they said. Cool. Cool. All right. You guys know how much I love CAO. They've got a new one coming out. They're debuting the BX3. And I love Brazilian tobacco. This one's got me excited. I'm looking forward to trying it. They're saying CAO has always had a rebellious streak. Think MX2, CX2, LX2. And the brand's maverick approach to blending is taking another leap forward through its latest expression, what they're calling the BX3. It's a new collection that harnesses 3 times the Brazilian tobaccos in one robust blend. Nice. Focusing on the primary growing regions of northeastern Brazil, CAO BX3 is made with sweet and aromatic Mata Fina, I love Mata Fina, and hearty, vibrant Arapica tobaccos that are used as a wrapper, binder, and filler in an exciting 4-country blend. Ed Lahman, CAO's senior brand manager, said, being trailblazers of tobacco is in CAO's DNA. And with BX3, we're continuing to pilot the path. Our inspiration was the legendary X series, which had put our blending expertise on the map. With BX3, we set out to take the best of Brazilian tobacco and bring it to the next level. The easy thing to do would have been to make a Brazilian Puro.
Right.
Easy. No. Our blending team went that route and it felt like we were just dialing it in. So they kept at it, peppering in Nicaraguan, Honduran, and Mexican tobaccos in just the right proportions to add character, dimensions, and layers to the smoke. We're really proud of the way the blend turned out. To us, BX3 is everything a Brazilian-centric smoke should be. It's memorable, savory, and thought-provoking, and it complements our portfolio beautifully. Cool. I like it.
It sounds like they're taking the Amazon basin and making it better.
I am very excited.
Absolutely.
I like Mata Fina. I like the Amazon basin. I love the Brazilian tobaccos.
Absolutely.
So this one is coming in a Robusto, Toro, and Gordo, all with $8.99 to $10.49 range. You can't beat that. If you like CAO as much as I do, you got to look out and try to find the BX3. All right, guys, we'll be right back. El Dorado Fine Cigars in Rockwall, Texas, first opened its doors for business in September of 2020. But the stories these walls could tell go back well over a century. That's because El Dorado Fine Cigars operates out of a historic house built in 1903, a year during which the U.S. president was Teddy Roosevelt. The spacious humidor of El Dorado carries a diverse offering of both mainstream and boutique cigar brands, all well respected. And no matter your cigar preference, El Dorado Fine Cigars in Rockwall has something every guest will enjoy. The gentleman who provides the welcoming environment of El Dorado Fine Cigars is a man by the name of Kurt Nauman. Once I heard about this unique shop inside a historic turn-of-the-century home, I just had to check out El Dorado Fine Cigars in Rockwall for myself. All right, we're back for some more news. We're not done. We got news. What you got?
I got one from Hoya de Monterrey, one of my favorites.
Yeah, I know you love,
I love the Excalibur. That is a great smoke in my portfolio. They've got a new collaboration with the Illusion of Excalibur. Dion Gilito.
Yeah. I apologize if we butcher your name.
This is also with STG's Justin Andrews as their blender.
Okay.
The new expression harnesses Nicaraguan tobaccos to deliver a rich and layered smoking experience, benefiting from both Excalibur and Illusion. Oh,
wow.
Right? Illusion like M12. Great.
I'm tracking.
Yep. Okay, so their success with the Illusion in the premium cigar industry has been driven by Justin's standards for tobacco and his ability to create cigars that wow the market.
Okay.
Absolutely true there. When GCC asked me to do the collaboration, this is from Don Galito, offered up the Excalibur, I immediately jumped on the opportunity. In college, the Excalibur #1 Maduro was his go-to. So improving something you love.
Yeah.
Gotta love that. From his college budget, absolutely. He said, my buddy George and I would enjoy them after class or band practice. The real treat back then, and they still are today. For my part, I wanted to make a cigar in the spirit of Excalibur with a bold character and packaging that pays homage to the brand's origin. I believe this blend really hits the mark. Handcrafted in the Tabasa factory in Nicaragua, the Illusion by Excalibur is a Puro featuring a Nicaraguan Corojo 1999 wrapper from Jalapa, a 2012 Nicaraguan Corojo binder from Jalapa, and a blend of Criollo and Corojo tobaccos from 1998, 99, and 2006, grown in Esteli.
Wow. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, a lot of age on that. The Illusion Excalibur will be released in one size. That's the #1, 7.5 by 54. Looks like the price point suggested is going to be around $19.99.
Okay, so that's a special event cigar for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a special event. Very intriguing.
Good collaboration from those two.
Yeah, definitely. Thinking about collaborations between two entities and well-known blenders and so forth is STG, the Scandinavian Tobacco Group, has acquired Room 101 Cigars.
Matt Booth.
Matt Booth, yeah. But he will stay on as their creative director. And that happened June 14th of this year, 2022. They announced that the company had acquired Room 101 brand from Matt Booth and has retained him as creative director. The acquisition is limited to just the Room 101 cigars and accessories and does not include any of Matt Booth's other Room 101 entities.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to say Regis, the president of STG's North American and rest of the world division, said, our acquisition of Room 101 Cigars is a strategic move for both STG and Matt Booth, and underpins our collective drive to shake up the category. I think Matt Booth shakes things up.
He does. He does. He's not gonna
No.
blend in.
No, definitely not. Matt is a creative force, and we've admired his ability to surprise and delight the market. On top of that, the Room 101 cigar portfolio represents a blue ocean of blends and taste profiles we haven't been playing in.
No, new for their line.
Yeah. So this acquisition gives us an even deeper opportunity to innovate and unlock the brand's potential. We're looking forward to tapping Matt's boundless creativity. The guy is creative. I mean, to doing some really cool cigar products with him and to working alongside him to keep Run of One true to its roots.
Absolutely.
So they're not looking to just revamp it at all.
No.
They're just, I think, it's a good move for Matt and a good move for STG.
Yep, they've added to their player lineup, and they've got some great talent at that company.
Yeah, definitely. Matt Booth said, "In my 13 years in this industry, I've fought hard to foster Room 101's stance in the market, and now it's time, as a brand, to ascend to the next level. This arrangement is nothing short of a watershed moment for myself and our brand family. The Room 101 Cigars has found its forever home with STG, and I am extremely excited to be part of a company that is willing to invest in creative integrity and bold innovation. This partnership will empower Room 101 Cigars to stretch outward and become the first true global craft brand in the category." Yeah. So that is very interesting. The transaction was completed on June 10th of 2022. None of that stuff is disclosed. We don't need to know about that. We just need to know that STG is now taking over Room 101, but Matt Booth is staying on as the creative director.
And with his talent at STG, I expect to see his hand in some of the other blends, and probably some new blends coming out with his design and creativity on it.
Regis concluded saying, "Our acquisition of Room 101 Cigars represents our willingness to invest in brands with strong growth potential, and we will continue to explore opportunities and to expand our market-leading portfolio." Absolutely. So exciting news. Kudos to Matt. Congratulations. Yeah, I mean, I know that was a huge move for him, and I'm sure he's got some big things that only Matt Booth can do.
Yep. Expect big.
Exactly. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed the news. So do you have a tip for our cigar smokers out there, Stephen?
I do, and it has to do with the end of your cigar and ashing. Unlike a cigarette, you don't want to tap it out.
No.
You really want to let that ash get to about an inch, and that helps cool the smoke as you're drawing on it, and makes it a much more pleasant smoke.
Right, exactly. Nothing worse than having a too hot of a pull
Oh, absolutely.
on your cigar, and you want to make sure that ash stays there. Unless you're in an long ash contest or something,
Slow smoke,
slow smoke or whatever, really let it just get to about an inch, and then I like to just kind of round mine off.
Exactly. Just don't knock the whole thing off. Just if you need to take a little off because you don't want to be wearing it.
Right.
Just graze it off a little bit.
Yes. No tapping.
That will help your smoke.
All right. Another good cigar tip.
You know, I'm really enjoying these tips that we've been hearing.
Yeah. I mean, some of them, they're simple. They're just simple tips. Maybe stuff we might forget about.
It doesn't have to be complicated. I mean, we're smoking cigars.
We are smoking cigars, and we're learning from each other. We're enjoying the culture.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And speaking of culture, what do we have here? We have something from the motherland.
Well, you know, last episode we started talking about cast finish.
Yes.
And so I thought we would continue on with that and do another cast finish. And this is Glenlivet. This is their Caribbean cast. And so meaning that it's been finished in a rum barrel.
Oh, okay. I have never heard of this. Sweet and tropical notes. Wow.
And I picked the same cigar that we did last time.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be able to contrast and compare how this cigar pairs with the Glenlivet
Right.
as what it did with the 3-chord from last episode.
Yeah, and the sweet notes and the Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper with this, yeah, that should be another good pairing. I like I said, I am always excited when you pull up. It's like, what's Dave going to have today, man? And another one, just like the last show that we had of the 3 chords.
3-chord, yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And with a good cigar that I like I said, the Nat Seco Liga number 4, Tobacco Cabana has them here. If you like Padrones, you're going to like this cigar at half the price.
You know, I love what Nat Seco is doing with their cigars. I mean, they're just coming out with just some beautiful blends and so some amazing work. And you mentioned in the last episode that this was the Padron killer, and I would put this right up with the Padron 64, the Padron. Padron 40th anniversary. I mean, just phenomenal cigars in their own right. But this one is just standing right up to it, and that's why I was like, I'm going back with this one again.
Yeah, this is a great cigar. Now, so tell us about this Glenlivet that you have here.
So Glenlivet is a Speyside Scotch.
Okay, for viewers that don't know, Speyside is peaty or not peaty?
Peaty is not peaty.
Okay.
Okay, so Speyside.
Your Highlands are peaty.
No,
No.
Islays are peaty.
Islays are peaty.
So back before the Bourbon Revolution
No, there's no peat in this at all.
of the 1800s, back before the Bourbon Revolution, almost all Scotches were peaty. And Scotland saw that they were losing their marketplace. And so because of, bourbons have a sweeter side to them. I mean, come on. Bourbons are corn. Corn is sweet, 51% or more of corn in a bourbon. So there was a shift. Now, up until 2014, there was no Speyside. It was Highlands, and we had 4 regions. We had Highlands, which is the north central of Scotland. You had Lowlands, which is the south portion of it, the south central and the southern portion of Scotland. You have Islay, which is the island off of the southwest portion of it, which is really known for the peaty Scotches. And we can get into peaty and smoking, the differences between that when we do a peaty Scotch at some point in time.
Right.
But in 2014, Speyside, just off to the east of River Spey, a very small portion of it became its own region within Scotland for Scotches. And so they have, I believe, 40 distilleries in a very small region, where Highlands is the majority of the country, has 37. And there's 134 distilleries in all of Scotland dating back to the before the 1700s.
Yeah.
I mean, dating back for
17,
centuries.
yeah.
For centuries.
Yeah.
And so this is a Speyside Scotch. So fruity, floral notes. You may pick up a little bit of spice, a little bit of pepper.
And a rum finish.
In a rum finish. And so again, if you remember from the last episode where we talked about is that they'll age it in their normal cask, which for Scotland is normally going to be a sherry cask.
Okay.
And then they'll finish it off for another 6 months or so in another barrel. Now this one here, I believe is a 10 or 12 year. And the interesting thing about Scotches is because if you think about the climate change from the highest temperature to the lowest temperature is not the drastic difference of 60 degrees that we have here in the United States, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a younger Scotch of a 10-year-old Scotch would be equivalent to a 3-year-old bourbon.
Okay.
Because of that, because as it heats up, it's going to expand into the wood. And as it cools down, then it's going to be drawing those flavors out. And so they have to age it a bit longer.
Gotcha.
Every single Scotch's got to be at least 3 years old. It's got to be distilled in a pot still, same as what bourbon is.
Okay, but this one is done. I've never seen a Glenlivet in a Caribbean reserve. You think Glenlivet, you think Scotch, just regular old Scotch, and I'm I'm learning. I need to go look for some different labels of these types of Scotch, because that's very interesting. So we need to get into this, because this has got me very intrigued, because I love Glenlivet and I love rum on occasion, so I like the sweetness. So, and this great cigar. So we need to get into this.
Cheers.
So Sláinte, if we're drinking Glenlivet's,
Sláinte.
All right, and boom, let's do this. Oh wow, yeah, that after you let it roll in your mouth and then you swallow and then you taste it again. Yeah, there's that rum, very light.
It's very subtle. but
Very
it's there.
yeah, it's very light.
But that sweetness that we get at the very front of it, that's very reminiscent of Highland and Speyside Scotch now. As where with an Islay or a Campbellton or a Lowland, you can easily pick up a smoky or a peppery or a peaty, that iodine or that medicinal type note.
Band-Aids.
Yes, Band-Aids. like you said, I've heard you mention that before. Okay,
Smells
so
like Band-Aids. Yeah.
completely
There's
completely
no
different.
Band-Aids in this
No.
at all. Very smooth, no burn to it. To me, there's no burn in this at all.
And this is your standard 80 proof.
This is a nice light. It's not heavy. It's really light in the palate. Really clean tasting.
I mean, think about this. You can drink this, and we're drinking this neat. I can see myself drinking this on a hot summer day like what
Yeah.
we have currently, and not feel like it's going to weigh me down.
Yeah, it's like the other night. It was just hot outside, and I'd had some bourbon the nights before, but it was just so hot that day. I think after doing the yard and things like that, it's like, you know what? I gotta have a beer.
Yeah,
I can't do Scotch tonight or bourbon or anything. I've just got to have a cold beer, and so I tended to go to craft beers and things, I think keeping enough things around. I know you have a pretty good collection being built, and if you feel like bourbon tonight, you feel like Scotch tonight, you feel like a beer tonight, you've got your ammo to solve any problem that you've got. Because in Texas weather, like we're talking about, man, it's 105 or it's 60.
Oh, it's crazy.
So, man, when it gets cooler and you've got something, this is not really one that you feel that warmth go down you.
No, it's not. It's really crisp, and I would almost describe that crispness of that as what you would expect from a crystal clear, unadulterized vodka. So you know what I'm talking about. So a vodka that's just really crisp, hits you right off the bat, and you're just like, man, that is clean. This has almost that type of crispness to it.
Really clean.
And so where I love my whiskeys neat.
I do too.
Because
I just want to taste it.
I get the flavors of
Yeah.
it. I could see myself drinking this one with a nice big cube that's going to melt very slowly, except for here in Texas.
Yeah. Well, what
To
about
keep it
some?
cool.
What about some
Whiskey stones.
stones?
Yeah, I knew. I
Yeah.
had a feeling that's where you're going.
Just to cool it down. I could taste. This would be great with it nice and kind of a colder temperature to it. That would be good.
So now, real quick, because I know we're limited on time here, how does this pairing compare to that pairing, if you can remember back to our last episode?
I'm going to go with the 3 chords.
You're going to go with the 3 chords?
I love Glenlivet, but this is a little bit lighter to me. And just between the two of them, from what I can remember, that plum and that dark cherry taste that I had with that, this is nice, but the other one with this cigar, from what I can remember, that 3 chords was really nice.
I would have to agree that this cigar, we would call it a medium body, but I'm gonna try to introduce a change of a medium bold, where that bold is encompassing the body, the strength, and the flavor.
Right.
Okay, so it's a medium boldness of a cigar.
Yeah.
And for me, the cigar almost, it's on the verge of overpowering.
Yes.
Overpowering.
Yes. I would agree with that.
I think for this particular one, we need that higher proof. And if I remember right, the 3-core was about 99 proof or so.
I think so.
I think we need that strength in the drink
Right.
to be able to stand up to the cigar.
I would agree with that. Well, with that being said, another great pairing, and now we're going to view another great walkthrough, Leaf and Grain, another cigar lounge that you viewed.
Yeah, so and we absolutely love doing this, and we talk with the cigar shop staff, manager, owner, let them know what we're doing. So that way it's not someone just coming in and trying to hone in on their marketplace on this. We want to let them know, and so yeah, we're going to have another walkthrough, and I believe on this one here that we're going to have one that's from outside of Texas.
Okay, outside of Texas one. Okay, cool. Well, enjoy the walkthrough.
All right, this is Cigar King for the shop stop at Cigar Republic in Little Rock, Arkansas. Got a nice little sign right there, big sign on the wall, and all that is their parking lot. It is a renovated restaurant, so it's very spacious. You walk in, and they have boxes for sale. This, if you're local, it is a 5-day month, $5 a month. They got the rules out here. No outside cigars. Can't move the chairs. Ask ownership to move the chairs. These at least scuffs marks on the floor. So that is customary. Each cigar shop has their own rules. Cigar etiquette, just like you have cigar etiquette, you have cigar shop etiquette that you need to make sure you follow. This is the bar area. Very spacious. Val and Justin is behind there. What you got right behind here on the side near the street is the locker area. So the locker area, they also have their own chairs. So if you notice, there's a little divider right here. Got a piano. I don't know if they play that or not. Every time I've been here, they don't have it. This is another nice posh area, if you remember. Then you have all these chairs right here. You got a wine cooler back there. Graybeard can tell you more about that. I'm not a wine connoisseur by any stretch of the imagination. You got another members area right here. All right, and then finally, you got the checkout counter right here. They can start a tab, so you don't have to worry about paying every single time. You got here a huge humidor. I don't know what that is. But you got the Drew Estate cigar line right here. You got the acids. You got the Undercrowns value packs, and you got the cutters. They do have exclusive Cigar Republic merch. One of them is a vest. Here's the vest right here. Nice camo. I've been telling them to make me one in Arkansas Razorback red. Waiting for that. So, not surprisingly, the first section is the non-infused Drew Estate line. Then you got a second non-infused Drew Estate line. You pivot over here. You got the infused Drew Estate line. You got Javas. You got acids. You got the sweet tipped fat bottom Betties. You got the other flavored cigars for the newbies that want to try rum. It's pretty good. That's how I started out. But Graybeard and Red and the like have me definitely experimenting with non-infused cigars. And there's a lot to choose from out here. They got Stillwell Stars right here. They got Temperance right here. Temperance are really good cigars. Got Nub Series, and of course they have Noel Rojas right here, Blue Bonnet. one of my favorites. Very local to Texas as well. If you're a Texanite like myself, I just say Texan. I don't think Texanite's the right term. But let's see what else they got here. They got the Encores right here. I hear very good things about those. You got the, of course, you got the LFD line right here behind me. Then you got the aged rare Hamlet, Rocky Patel, and Hamlet again. Making our way. Then I'll go on the back wall right here. DBL. Actually, these are one cigar line that I'm not familiar with. DBL. Right here. Monte Cristos are right here. You got some more Undercrown over here. More Temperance over. Actually, Tatawahe. This is one of my friends, Yale. He loves the Tatawahes. Those are really good sticks. If you want a high-end stick, other than Patron, Tatawahe is a good way to go. And of course, you got the My Father series. Graybeard got me hooked on all the My Father series. Honestly, I haven't tried one yet that I did not like. I would highly recommend them. And of course, you got the Ashton series. One of my very first cigar shirts was the Ashton with the butterfly on it. Those are always good cigars as well. You got Monte Cristos up here. Aging Room. Aganorsa. What else? Oh, yeah. These are good. The Placentias. My favorite so far out of all of them. They're out of them right now, but they're the red ones like this right here. But they're about this size. They are harvested from tobacco that's grown in volcanic ash. So it has a certain peppery taste to it, and I really like it. Takes the nutrients out of the soil and makes it a little bit more of a peppery kick, but it's not infused. I like cigars that have different flavor profiles. Now we're back here, the LFD. Those are always good as well. So this is Cigar King signing off. Come out and see Joe and all his staff. It's one of the best lounges I've ever been to in Little Rock, Arkansas.
All right, another great shop stop from Dave Yancey and a visit to another state.
Yeah, I liked it. Be able to see a shop that I don't know if I'll get to it or not, but at least I saw something. If I do get there, I know there's a great shop to go to.
Absolutely, someplace to maybe route to.
Exactly. And so you guys, the viewers, again, remember, if you want to have your brick and mortar as a walkthrough on the show, just email me at texascigarroadshow@gmail.com. I'll give you all the specs on how I need the video and how you need to send it, and we'll get your brick and mortar on the pit stop. And now, let's go to Pick Jimi out in the field.
Welcome to the DJ Minute, the best damn 2 minutes of your life, the show where we talk about the things you might think about but definitely don't say out loud. Today's topic is very simple. Are cigar reviewers worth it? Because here's what watching a cigar reviewer is not going to do for you. It's not going to tell you how you are actually going to experience this cigar. Because each one of us has a different palate, each one of us has a different experience. Depending on how you smoke a cigar, how you feel when you smoke a cigar, how the day you've been, what type of cigar it is, it's going to affect how you appreciate that cigar. But if you aren't getting those things, if you're just watching someone experience a cigar, but you're not actually getting education from that video, if you're not actually being entertained on that video, then in my opinion, it's simply not worth your time. And on top of that, you might want to look around in the videos, see what the person has in the background, see what signage, see what sponsorship, see what codes they're dropping in the description of the video, because a lot of the times, these cigar reviewers may be a little bit biased towards a brand. Maybe they're too afraid to say something bad about a cigar to offend a brand, to hinder something. Now, I'm not saying cigar reviewers might be bought, but maybe that cigar reviewer even owns a cigar shop. Not so much on YouTube anymore, thanks to the purge. So can you trust cigar reviewers? Absolutely not. But are they worth your time? Possibly, as long as you're getting those two things. It's up to you, it's your time. So my advice is simply this. Do they provide education? Do they provide entertainment? Then it might be worth it to you. But at the end of the day, you're an adult, so you need to make up your own damn decisions. And that is the DJ Minute, the best damn 2 minutes of your life.
Another great episode of the Pit Stop.
I think so. I hope you guys are liking the new format. A little bit of news,
Knowledge.
a little word knowledge, a little tip. Dave Yancey with Leaf and Grain doing some shop stops. Possibility of you guys sending us some brick and mortar video for where you're at. Love being able to give you guys something a little different here on the Pit Stop. So I hope you're liking the new format. If you've got any suggestions, put them in the description, in the comments below. Tell us what you'd like to see. Maybe tweak it. We're always up for suggestions. That's part of the cigar culture.
Yep.
I'm listening to everybody. I don't know everything, but I think it was a great show. I appreciate you being here. Let me come into Tobacco Cabana.
Absolutely.
Anytime, sir. And until then, you know what we always say, enjoy the leaf, grow the culture. Boom. Texas Cigar Roadshow is presented by Lone Star Cigar Association.